In the last talk, we were discussing about walking meditation. Okay? So we gave the instruction, which usually we give to the beginners, how to uh, practice or carry out the walking meditation by dividing the 1 hour of walking into three parts, 20 minutes each. First 20 minutes, you note the walking, the one face walking. So right step, left step, right step, left step. Okay. Then the second 20 minutes, you note the walking in two phase, lifting, placing, lifting, placing. And the last 20 minutes, you note the walking in the three phase, lifting, pushing, placing, lifting, pushing, placing. Okay. So this way of practice, this method of practice helps to systematically build up the strength of the mindful noting through a gradual process of slowing down and paying closer and closer attention to the sensation of the walking process as you slow down, mm, developing deeper and deeper clarity with regards to the process of walking. Okay. So this helps to develop the mindfulness and clear comprehension on the process of walking. Mm. Mm. So this is the way we usually instruct the beginners to practice. But for the more experienced yogis who have already have some familiarity with the walking meditation, yogis who, due to the familiarity with due to the experience in walking meditation, able to more easily and more quickly get into the clear experience of the moment to moment process of walking. Okay? So for such yogi, you do not need to practice like this, dividing the hour into three parts, noting one phase and two phase and three phase. Okay? Mm. And proceeding to from one phase to two phase after only 20 minutes. And from the two phase to three phase after another 20 minutes. You don't have to practice like this. Okay? You can proceed on to the to noting more phases uh, faster as soon as you're ready. So you still start with the noting of one phase. Right? So especially after sitting meditation for 1 hour, your body is a bit stiff, so you do the one phase noting. Mm. You can walk a little faster, walking a little bit more casually, physically casual, not mentally. Mentally, you must still be noting very carefully. Okay? So say start off walking, right step, right step, and so on. So making effort all the time, be aware of each step. Okay? Mm. So as you make effort to be aware of each step, uh, trying to feel carefully the sensation of each step again, naturally, you begin to slow down more and more in order to feel the sensation more carefully, more clearly. Okay? Now, as you slow down, at some point, as you continuously keep your attention on the footstep, uh, noting right step, left step, and so on. Uh, as you do so, at some point, you may begin to notice uh, that each step that you take, uh, uh, you first lift it up before you place it down, right? So you begin to notice every time you take a step, it's not just one step. Uh, First you lift it up, then you place it down. And take the next step again, you lift it up, then you place it down. Uh, mm. So that means because of your careful attention, noting this each step, right step, left step, right step, you begin to notice the walking process in two phase. Okay, naturally you begin to s- discern it clearly. It's not just one phase; it's actually two phase. Okay. Mhm. So once you are able to discern this clearly, then you proceed on to note uh, walking in a two phase. You can already discern it clearly in a two phase. So you proceed on to note it in a two phase. Okay? Mm. And then as you continue to note the two phase, noting carefully, continuously, lifting, placing. At some point, your mind becomes clearer and clearer. You begin to notice that the, the foot, uh, as it lifts, after it lifts up and before it places down, it moves forward a little before it places down. Okay? Every step you take, you notice, it lifts up and it moves forward a bit before it places down. Okay? Which means that you have already noticed the tree phase walking. Okay? So once you notice this, yeah, you can proceed on to note the walking in the tree phase. Okay? Mm. So you don't have to wait for 20 minutes. Okay? Mm. So as soon as you can notice more faces, you proceed on to note it. Okay? Mm. So, so in this way, you continue on further. Yeah? So you keep noting continuously, carefully, making effort to follow the footsteps, the entire process. Mhm. You begin to discern more and more faces in the walking. Like the lifting, you begin to notice there is not just one lifting. First, the foot raises before it lifts. Okay? Uh, Later on, you may even notice first it presses down, then it raises, then it lifts. Okay? Even the lifting also, uh, at first you may notice only one lifting. But if you continuously develop the noting, after a while you notice it's not just one lifting, it's lifting. Uh, okay? Even the pushing also. uh, In the beginning, you may notice just one whole pushing. Okay? But if since you develop the noting continuously, after a while you may notice it's not just one pushing. uh, Even the lowering also, it's not just one single movement. Observe carefully. You notice it lowering. Mm. So even when it touches over, touching. And when it presses down, also pressing. So you begin to notice more and more phases as you continuously observe the process from beginning to the end. Mm. Mm. So you can go on and on, noting more and more phases. You can note even up to 30, 40 phases in a single step. Uh, mm. So, but of course, you have to keep watching, noting continuously. Walk slowly, observing carefully. Then you can notice that there are many faces in the walking. Okay? So this is how, for more experienced yogi, how you should uh, uh, practice the walking meditation. Mhm. And so first, you make effort to follow the steps from beginning to the end. Yeah, each phase that you know. So you're not lifting, pushing, placing, make effort to follow. Lifting from beginning to the end. Make effort to follow. Pushing, you follow from beginning to the end. Placing, you follow from beginning to the end. Okay? So first you make effort to follow. Mm. So once after some time, you find you're able to follow quite continuously, mm, then you start to make effort. Once you can follow continuously, then you start to make effort to feel clearly the physical sensations that occurs uh, with each lifting, each pushing, each placing. So from beginning to the end. So you put your whole attention on the foot as it leaves. You make effort to feel clearly each sensation that occurs, moment to moment to moment, from beginning to the end. Okay? Make effort with the mind. Feel the feeling as you're not lifting. You make effort to feel. uh, Feel the physical sensation that occur throughout the process, moment to moment, from beginning to the end. Okay? In the lifting, in the pushing, in the placing. Mhm. Now, when we mention about the physical sensation during the walking, okay? It's not just the sensation, not just the sensation on the surface of the skin, okay? Sensation of coldness or heat that you feel on the surface of the skin of the foot. Okay? Mm. So it's more of walking meditation is more of noting the sensation that is involved, physical sensation that is involved in the process of walking, the process of lifting, uh, moving forward, uh, and placing down. Okay? Mm. So the sensation on the skin, uh, this sensation like coldness, heat, that you felt on the skin, this can be felt even if you are not walking. Yeah, you just stand stationary, not walking, you can still feel that sensation of coldness or heat on the surface of the skin. So this sensation are actually not part of the walking process. Okay? So when we do walking meditation, uh, we are supposed to meditate and note the sensation, physical sensation that arise with the walking process. uh, that means with the foot lifting, uh, moving forward, and placing down. Okay? So, for example, so uh, so when the foot raising, there's a careful attention there. And you may observe just an example. Okay, a sensation like uh, as it raises up, you can feel pressure, sensation of pressure. Then you may feel the sensation of tightening. uh, so tightening. Then at the end of the raising, you may feel it's loosening again. Okay. Then as it lifts up, then just as it begins to lift up, you feel the sensation tightening again. Okay. Tightening, and then sensation of pulling up. lifting up, and you feel lightness. Okay. Mm. Then when it pushes forward, you may be able to feel, for example, uh, a series of light sensation of pushing. Mm. So as it places down, just as it begin to places down, you place down, you can begin to feel a slight tightening, huh? And then a slight heaviness, and the sensation of pulling down. Yeah? And when it touches, you may be able to feel a sensation of coldness, uh, and then sometimes softness, and then slight pressure, then more and more pressure as it presses down. uh, so you observe like this, uh, the sensation, process of the sensation, moment to moment to moment, from beginning to the end. So you have to make effort, to feel, to discern all the sensation that arise continuously, with each phase of lifting, moving forward, placing down. Mm, 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 So yogis have to note carefully when during the walking meditation. Okay, so you're noting must not be done casually or only not generally. So, for example, some yogis during the reporting in the interview, the report is very generally in the lifting. I feel like when I move forward, I feel some pushing, mm, and placing down, I feel some heaviness, just like this. It's, and this shows, if you report like this, it shows, it reflects the way that you know. It's not a careful noting. Okay? It is a very careless and superficial noting. Okay? You're only seeing things on the surface. Okay? And so you have to observe carefully, observe a continuous process of lifting, pushing, placing, and observe it, uh, process moment to moment to moment, uh, from beginning to the end. Okay? And so you have to know lifting. So place your attention there. You have to observe carefully. So what do you feel now? Then next more, it leaves. What else? More do you feel? And live some more. What do you feel now? And live some more. What do you feel? That's a moment to moment to moment. You have to feeling, observing clearly. Okay? What now? What now? What now? What now? Continuously. And the mind have to be completely engaged. Okay? Mm. So if then noting, you can note carefully like this moment to moment, from beginning to the end. And then you'll be able, yeah, to describe the entire process clearly during the interview. Okay? Mm. So your noting is clear. And you may even at some point, when the mind is clear enough, at some point, you may even be able to notice uh, not just the physical sensation moment to moment, but you may be able to notice also the noting mind as noting each sensation moment to moment. It's like you're noting a sensation, and then I'm noting and the sensation, and the noting the sensation and noting. Okay? So the mental physical process going on moment to moment to moment. Okay? Or you may be able to notice the intention preceding each sensation. Okay? There's intention, then a lifting, another intention, and lifts further, another intention, lifts further. There's a series of intention, series of movement. Okay? So you're able to watch clearly when your mind is clear. uh, the mental, physical process is going on moment to moment to moment. uh, So you can only discern this if you note carefully, uh, continuously, diligently, and develop the strength of the mindfulness, the sharpness and the clarity of the noting moment to moment. Mm. 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 Okay, so we have already talked about sitting meditation, and also walking meditation. So next is the daily activities, meditation, and the daily activities. This one actually we have already discussed a bit previously when we discussed about the process of noting that takes place after the sitting meditation come to an end and before you begin the walking meditation. So everything that you do in between all the activities that you carry out in between the sitting meditation and the walking meditation comes under meditation on daily activities. So we have already described previously. For example, after the sitting meditation comes to an end, when you open the eyes, supposed to, how do you know it? When you get up from the seat, how do you know? eh, and as you walk from the sitting cushion to your walking path, so you how you know. Okay, so you're supposed to note continuously, note carefully, moment to moment. Yeah? Slow down your daily activities and do it slowly, like a sick person. Okay? So, and note carefully. Okay? Now, one thing to note about the meditation on daily activities uh, is that uh, when you do this meditation on daily activities, uh, you do not just be aware generally what you are doing. Okay? So, for example, some yogis they report very generally when you wake up in the morning. When I open my eyes, I know I open my eyes. When I uh, get up from the bed, I know I'm getting up. When I walk to the sink, I know I'm walking to the sink. When I wash my face, know I wash my face. When I dry my face, I know I dry my face, and so on. Okay? This is very general and again very superficial. Mm. So actually, to know like this, you don't need to come to a retreat. Yeah? Yeah. When you're outside a retreat, also, you open your eyes, you know you open your eyes, right? When you get up, you know you get up, right? When you wash your face, you know you wash your face, right? So you don't need to come for a retreat in order to know like this. Hmm? Mhm. So, so in a retreat, the noting must be done differently than outside of a retreat. Outside retreat is just general awareness. Okay, that is fine. During a retreat, uh, how a yogi know, experience things is very different from how a non-yogi experience things. Okay, so noting is different. So you have to note uh, every single activity carefully, to slow down and note each activity carefully. Just like in a walking meditation, you note the steps carefully. uh. Outside, when you're not meditating, you just walk. uh. Mhm. So you just know generally that you're walking, right? You're not even aware sometimes, right step, left step. uh, Much less noting, lifting, pushing, placing. Yeah. So, but in a retreat, you must note like this. not just in a walking meditation. Walking meditation, you observe so carefully, even the single phase of lifting, observe carefully, moment to moment to moment. In the meditation on daily activities, also, you must carry out such careful noting on each activity uh, that you are doing in that moment. Okay? Mm. So, for example, in opening the door, so first you're walking towards the door, right? So you should be noting carefully. Right step, left step, right step, left step. Your whole attention on the footsteps, each footstep. Okay? Mm. Then when you come close to the door, yeah, close enough to the door, then you feel suddenly, yeah, and you feel an urge in the mind. You feel an urge to reach for the door. Right? That is the intention. Okay? So when that appear, you immediately have to note intention. Intention. Okay? Then as soon as the intention arise, you notice the arm starts reaching out. Okay? So then you have to start noting slowly reaching. Continuously you have to note. uh, as you note, what do you note? You note, you put all your attention on the arm that is reaching out. And you feel the sensation, the process of the sensation occurring moment to moment, reaching. uh, so you feel, use your mind to feel the sensation. So not just generally know, oh, it's stretching out, but you're actually meditating on it moment to moment, reaching. Mm. When the hand touches the door, and that's another activity. So you're not touching. So your whole attention focus on experience of touching. Uh, so you may feel the sensation, of hardness or coolness or smoothness. So you're not touching. Okay? Then you want to grip on the door. The urge arises in the mind to grip on the door. So again, that's the intention, not intention. And then gripping. So when gripping again, be aware the sensation. Okay? You can feel the tension on the fingers, tightening. You may feel the pressure building up, pressure. Mm. Then an urge arises to slide the door open, pull it. So you know intention. And then the arms start pulling. So you know pulling. And so moment to moment, you observe carefully the sensation as the arm pull on the door. Okay? And you're pulling, 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 pulling. Like this, you have to know moment to moment, carefully. This is meditation. Okay? That's how you carry out the meditation on the daily activities. Okay? Mm. And as I said just now, as you develop like this continuously, uh, at some point, when the mind is clear enough, you may even be able to discern clearly uh, the intention behind each movement. Okay? In the beginning, you note intention. uh, you may only notice the intention that precedes the whole movement. But you slow down and really observe carefully when the mind is clear enough. You may be able to notice each intention as they arise. Like when pulling, notice intention to pull, and then you pull. Mm. But it's not completely open. The mind keep urging, oh, some more, pull, and some more, pull, some more, pull. Okay? So you see, each intention arises a series of intention, one after another, and followed by series of pulling sensation. So, intention, pulling, tension, pulling, intention, pulling, intention, pulling. So you can discern uh, the mental, physical process that's going on moment to moment. Okay? And you can only observe like this. If you slow down, and not just slow down and observe carefully, observe meticulously, moment to moment to moment. If you do it quickly, you can hardly uh, feel anything, hardly discern anything. Okay? Only if you slow down, and then the mind can see clearly, it can follow carefully. Okay? Mm. Okay. Mm. So, uh, a few more points to add before about the meditation and daily activities before we conclude tonight's talk. Mm. So, now, one thing is to that one thing that can help to develop the mindfulness and clear comprehension and the daily activities is to break down the complex complex activity and break it down into small activities. Okay? So for example, just now we mentioned the opening of the door. Okay, opening of the door is actually a complex activity consisting of many steps. Okay? But usually when you're not meditating, you don't notice this. You just open the door and walk through very fast. Okay? But uh, there are many steps involved. Okay? So you break it down. Mm. First is, there's the arm stretches for, uh, and then it touches. uh. So stretching form is one activity. Touching is another activity. Gripping on the door is another activity. uh. Sliding it open is another activity. You break it down into simple activities, okay? And then you note it one at a time, okay? So when stretching out, so you focus whole attention just on the stretching, okay? Just in that moment, you just note that, okay? You don't look forward to touching, okay? Just focus on what you are doing right now in the present. So whole attention just on that simple act of stretching. Then once it's finished, when you're touching, then you know touching. Okay, so yeah. Then you forget about the stretching already. It's finished, it's done. Uh, yeah, yes. Then now you focus just on the touching. Okay? Then when you start gripping, and you forget about the touching. Just focus your whole attention just on the gripping. Okay? Uh, So you break it down into simple activities and do it one at a time. And when you do it, you focus your whole attention on that one activity that you're doing in the moment. Okay? Don't look forward to the next. Just focus on that continuously mm, from beginning to the end. Okay? Mm. So another thing is for beginners, they often find that meditation on the daily activities is very difficult. You keep losing the awareness, losing the mindfulness. Okay? So, mm, so what you can do, of course, you try your best to note as best as you can each activity that you are doing. Okay? But uh, or start. In the beginning, you choose a few activities. Okay, a few activities that you uh, often carry out daily. Okay, like the bowing, you do this very often every day. uh, Sitting down, getting up from the meditation seat. You also do this very often every day. Opening and closing the door, eating. So you choose these few activities. Okay. Mm. And when it comes to these activities that you choose, you really slow down and you really make all the effort to note it carefully, okay? Moment to moment to moment. Okay? Uh, so you make special effort to note on these few activities first. Okay? It does not mean that other activities you don't know. You still make effort to note. It may not be so detailed, but you still have to try to know. Okay? Uh, when it comes to these few activities, you make special effort to note carefully, moment to moment. Okay? Then, as you are becoming more and more skillful in noting these activities, uh, then you begin to add more and more activities to the list to be noted carefully. Okay? Mm. And then gradually you'll be able to note more and more activities clearly. Okay? Mm. So then another point is uh, 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 don't worry. As long as you are doing your noting carefully, slowing down your activities, noting carefully, moment to moment. So don't worry if you are late for arriving at the hall. Okay. So you, as long as you are noting carefully, you are late 5 minutes, 10 minutes, it is fine. Okay. But only if you are noting carefully. If you are late, we find you late to the hall, but still coming in casually, not noting properly, then that is a problem. Okay. So, but just because we say you can be late, doesn't mean you can be late, half an hour late or 1 hour late. Okay. Uh, so, uh, this also means that because you have to note so carefully and slow down, so another thing that is helpful is simplify your life when you are in a retreat. Okay. So, mm, so this meditation in the daily activities kind of force you to simplify your life in the in the in a retreat. So outside retreat, you tend to do a lot of things. Okay? So here, you simplify everything that you do, simplify it down to the bare minimal that is required for you to be able to function properly. Okay? So like when you go back to your room after eating, okay? So bare minimal is you go back, you don't need to brush your teeth, maybe wash your face, freshen up a bit, maybe shower, and you need to do your laundry. Even laundry also simplify. You don't have to have so many pieces of clothing, you know. So yogi only need a few pieces, simple clothing. Okay? And then every few days, maybe you change and then you wash those few pieces of clothing. Yeah? Mm, So if you simplify your life, uh, then you don't have to do so much things when you're back in your room. Okay, you do just the bare minimum. uh, mm, Then once you're done with that, then you can go back to the meditation hall. Okay. So the idea is to have as few things to do as possible. Okay, and always keep the meditation as the top priority. in your mind always. So you go back to your room and you do as minimal as possible. Still continue being mindful moment to moment with the idea that as soon as you finish all this, then you want to go back to the meditation hall to continue your formal practice. Okay, so simplify your life here while you're in a retreat. Don't make things so complicated. Okay, mm. Okay, let's stop here for now.
Kita berhenti sampai di sini. Sa, sa, sa,
Okay.
namaskar.